that those are a couple upsets there. Now we can move into something else that's upsetting a lot of people, and it's that Ghostbusters trailer. Oh, my God.
The internet has been going crazy over this.
Oh, okay. I just got to say, I don't think it's that bad. I don't know.
I didn't think it was that. Well, let's actually talk about, before we get into what the internet thinks, let's talk about what we think. You didn't think it was that bad. This is my opinion about it. The trailer didn't sell me on the movie, but it didn't not sell me on the movie, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at like, okay, is this going to be the funniest movie of all time? No. Is it going to be the best anything? Probably not. But does it look like it's horrendous and a total travesty of filmmaking? No, I don't think so at all.
That's how I feel. I mean, I don't feel like there was anything offensive about it. I do feel like, that movie last year, Pixels, that came out, I don't feel it's any, I didn't get a Pixels vibe from it. I'll put it like that. Sure. Where it just felt like, oh, that's a stinker. Just stay away from that. Ghostbusters didn't feel like that to me. I watched the trailer. I actually chuckled a few times. Picked apart some things like, okay, I see the nods to the old movies here, nods to the old movies there. I'm looking at how the cast members now compared to the cast members then. I'm paying attention to how the story is going. I mean, I'm okay with it. I don't have a problem with it. I'm not over head over heels like, okay, I'm going to pre-order tickets now to it. No, I'm not like that. At the same time, I feel like, give me something else and then I'll make a decision. So basically, I haven't made a decision yet on it, but I'm not all the way like, okay, kill this movie, destroy this movie, never let it see the light of day. I'm not having that thought right now.
See, I'm seeing that on my timeline as soon as it was the way I found out about it being released was somebody posting a huge rant about how much they hated it and then proceeded to spend the entire day, like literally the entire day that day bashing on that movie.
Right, and that's what I don't understand, where all this venom is coming from this movie. I don't see it. I mean, it's just a comedy, but for some reason the internet has been going nuts and been trying to just destroy this movie and assassinate this movie just for no reason whatsoever. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really thrilled about another Ghostbusters, anyways. So when I saw the trailer, I wasn't really sold on it either. I did chuckle a couple times, but other than that, I really had no interest in seeing another Ghostbusters. That's just me, though. I love the first original movie, but other than that, I'm like, oh, okay, Ghostbusters. I suppose I'll check it out at some point, but judging by the trailer, I'm not gonna, oh my God, Ghostbusters. So, and I wasn't that big of a Ghostbusters fan to begin with. So.
See, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is I've never been that big of a Ghostbusters fan, so I was probably never gonna have a super strong reaction one way or the other. But this whole internet reaction of the hundreds of thousands of downvotes on YouTube is just blowing my mind.
My childhood.
I hate that so much. If it's that big of a deal, just go back and watch the original movies. They're going to be the same, frame for frame. Nothing about them is changing because this movie's being made.
I'm pretty sure Walmart has a stack of them in the $5 bin. Just go pick up one. Now, I will say this. I'm actually a Ghostbuster fanatic, a Ghostbuster nut growing up. I used to love watching the movie when it came on, watch it all the time. Grew up watching the cartoon series, had all the toys from it, had the Ecto-1, had the Fire Station, had Slimer. I was nuts over Ghostbusters. I even like Ghostbusters 2, even though a lot of people actually at the time didn't like Ghostbusters 2. And the reason why, because Bobby Brown had that catchy ass theme song.
That's what I was about to say. That
we make it on our own. Ooh, I love that.
Got it. Oh, you got that in my head, damn it.
Right. I'm going to go down and watch it on YouTube after the show. But I mean, yeah, I grew up loving Ghostbusters, but at the same time, I'm open for something new. They've been trying to make a Ghostbusters movie since Ghostbusters 2, it's 30 years later, but for some reason, Bill Murray didn't want to do it. He's always said, I'm done with Ghostbusters. I want to go back to Ghostbusters. Harold Ramis passed away a couple years ago. So a reboot or a sequel was done. That was it.
Because he helped write the first one.
Yeah, you said, what was that again?
Because Harold Ramis helped write the first one.
Yeah. Him and Dan Aykroyd, I think they both write the first one. Matter of fact, I think Dan Aykroyd actually has sole ownership of the Ghostbusters now. I think him and Harold Ramis both owned it, but since he passed, I think it's so That's why Dan Aykroyd has been trying to get this movie made for the last 30 years because he needs a paycheck. In bottom line, how I feel about the Ghostbusters. You had one, you had two. Here's the thing: they had a part 3 script written, never got the movie made. So all 4 original cast members came back for one more thing, and that was the PS3 Ghostbusters video game. If anybody wants to go out and get that game, go get the game. The game is awesome. It's in continuity. It's in canon. It references everything that happened in the first 2 movies. It continues the story from there. They kind of set it maybe about 2 or 3 years after Ghostbusters 2, even though these guys are like really, really old now. They digitized them where they made them look just like they were regular. Awesome game. You got to use the Proton Pack. So, yeah, definitely go pick up the PS3 Ghostbusters game if you can, because basically it is the closest you're going to get to Ghostbusters 3 because everybody is in it. But as far as this movie, you got plenty of nods to it. You got some funny characters in it. I know a lot of people were complaining about, they got these unfunny women in here. I think they're pretty funny. I've seen them in stuff before.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to knock Melissa McCarthy, saying she playing the same role over and over again. And yeah, I kind of agree with that to a point. But I do feel like that there is some times where she does have more range in it, because me personally, I felt like Spy was my favorite comedy of 2015. And she wasn't doing her normal shtick she normally does.
Here's the thing about that, though. How many of the most beloved classic comedian actors of all time were the ones that did the same thing? I mean, look at Chris Farley. You cannot tell me that Chris Farley didn't just play the same character in every movie he was in, but the dude was hilarious.
Yeah, he was.
You know, I mean, I don't see why it's any different if I'm not saying that's my favorite thing. I'm not saying I want actors to play the same role over and over again, but at the same time, that in and of itself doesn't automatically make them bad, and it doesn't automatically make whatever project they're involved in bad.
Right. But all I'm saying is that she has changed up in her roles before. So that criticism about she can't do anything else, I think that's just wrong, because Spy is one of her funnier movies, and she wasn't doing the same shtick she was always doing. So I think that was pretty good. As far as Kristen Wiig, we know what she's done. She's pretty funny. Leslie Jones, I've been seeing Leslie Jones since the 90s, back when she was on Def Comedy Jam, and I waited for my parents to go to sleep, and I snuck down and turned on HBO when my parents weren't looking. She was right there. The other one, I don't know her. I hear a lot of people like her, so hey, that's cool.
Yeah, I've heard she's really funny, but I don't know anything about her, so we'll have to see.
They're all from Saturday Night Live, aren't they?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The original cast members were from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
So they just turned around and got original cast members from Saturday Night Live. It just turned around, because the thing about Saturday Night Live is, about the last 10 years or so, the women on the show have been funnier than the men.
Okay.
So, I mean, you had like Tina Fey coming from there, Amy Poehler coming from there, all these people are coming from there. But the guys, other than Will Ferrell, who was like in the early 2000s, you can't really think of a guy that came from Saturday Night Live that, blew up and did anything. But the women, you can keep naming them, Maya Rudolph and a bunch of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, SNL I don't think it's been very funny for a long time, but I'm also not going to argue that the funniest ones on there have been the women.
Right. Especially since the original cast. I mean, yeah, you had Bill Murray. He was Saturday Night Live. Dan Aykroyd, Saturday Night Live. Okay, you had Ernie Hudson. But the role of Winston Sedmore, that role was actually originally written for Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, I always heard about that.
Yeah, but he backed out of the role at the last minute because he had Beverly Hills Cop going at the same time. See, Ghostbusters was supposed to be his introduction or his way into Hollywood. Even though he did a couple things before, that's supposed to be his big introduction to everybody. But turns out he did Beverly Hills Cop and just became an overnight sensation overnight anyway. So, but that's kind of why I felt like Winston's role was kind of downplayed a little bit, because they knew Eddie Murphy was going to be a scene stealer anyway. So just kind of limit him a little bit while the rest of the story is going on.